and agility. We're able to use knowledge and orchestration, machine learning, and AI in order to improve time to resolution for any issues you have. So how will this change impact you? So you're going to have the same functionality, just with a different modern approach. So what is changing? Not much. You choose your experience. Like I said, you can either start at support.teradata.com or you can start on the management console. Either way you start, you'll get to everything you need. We do have some new terminology that will be introduced, and I'm going to talk about that on the next slide. And we also have a new password vault with full audit capability that's coming soon to our cloud customers. If you are what we call a hybrid customer, you have some on-prem systems and some cloud systems, we will allow you to move your cloud systems into the secure password vault a little faster than the rest of our cloud customers. But that's going to enable you to share your passwords, your database passwords, and system administration passwords and those sorts of things with our support services team in a very secure manner. What's staying the same? So the people. We are not changing our people. The people that you've known to and loved and talk to every day when you have an issue on the phone, you will still have that, and that will not change. The processes we use to resolve issues, the underlying methodology, we've improved it, but we have not changed it. It's just improving. And last, but certainly not least, our commitment to our customers has not changed. So the new terminology I wanted to talk about. So it's really a really simple thing, but it's I just need everybody to kind of understand it, that we will no longer call an incident or a problem or an issue. We won't call it an incident anymore. So problems and issues will be referred to as a case. So you might have heard that already. If you've talked to somebody in the GSO, they'll say something about your case, but that is what it's called to our what we call anything that affects our customers is a case. So a couple of the status definitions I just wanted to walk through with you, that just to make sure that we're all on the same page. In progress means it's actively being worked. If your status says awaiting info, it really indicates that we're waiting for something from you. We've asked for some additional information. We've asked for something to be loaded. We've asked for something like that. On hold means we're waiting for something. Sometimes that is we've got it on hold because there's going to be a date that we're going to do something in 2 weeks, and so we just put it on hold, or maybe we're waiting for a partner to provide something. And resolved is when we've proposed a solution. When we propose a solution to you, you can either approve that solution or reject it. If you approve it, the case gets closed immediately. If you reject it, it moves it back into in progress and back to the analyst who was originally working it. So what happens to your access? So if you access the cloud support portal today, what happens next? So first of all, you must be registered on the portal to open a case, change, or service request. That's a requirement. And if you are currently registered in the management console, you will be automatically registered on support.teradata.com. If you're not registered on either, if you're on this call and you've just never been onboarded to either one, you need to get registered, and it's a pretty simple process to do so. You go to the page, you click on register, you fill in some information, and you'll be registered and approved. We have a concept on the portal called a portal administrator. The portal administrator is the one who allows, and actually you have multiple, there's not just a single one, but it's a privilege or a role. And what it allows, the portal administrators are allowed to approve more contacts coming on, so more people from your company coming on. That's who would do the approval. They manage contacts, they assign roles, those sorts of things. We had a similar function on the management console called a super user or super admin. So what if that was your role in cloud today? Don't worry, it'll be automatically moved over and you'll be granted a portal administrator privilege on support.teradata.com. All of this happens on May 1st. So I've got a couple shots here of the landing pages. So for the one on the left is support.teradata.com. And if you logged in there, if you went to support.teradata.com, this is the page you would see. And you would either choose up here in the upper right corner to log in, where you would log in with your single sign-on, or you would click register. If you do not have if you were never on the cloud portal or support.teradata.com, this register button will allow you to register. It just opens up a form that you fill out. You do need your customer master record number, and you will go through the process of being approved as a portal user. But for the vast majority of everybody, you simply will have to click login and you will get in. Now, if you already usually like to go in through the cloud management console, I have a picture on the right here that shows you what the cloud management console is. Again, you would just log in, and then you would just look at your sites there. And I'll walk through a demo next to show you how this all works together. So let me grab my screen to pull it over here. Sorry, I have something in the way. So I am going to grab this and drag this over here. So if you come in through the management console, this is what you will see. And you go into the site that you want to look at. You have your dashboard. Everything's here. Up at the top left, you can pick the different things that you want to do. After May 1st, when you click on users, it will take you over to support.teradata.com, and you can see the users that are registered. And also you will be able to, right now, I'm going to see if this works. But you can click the support incidents and it takes you over to the support portal. If you were logged in, I am clearly not logged in because I am not a customer, so it's not going to take me to the same corresponding customer site. But once you are logged in, if you are logged into the management console, it will just actually open it directly in support.teradata.com, and you will end up at this page. Let me get there. Oh, it's making me log in again. Sorry about that. I probably should have logged in before I got on the call again. So it takes me to this page right here. It'll take you. So if you're here, if you're in the console and you click, I'm not going to do it again because it won't actually do it now for me. But if I click support incidents, it will take you over to this page, and it will show. This is the portal view. And I am going to demo as a customer who has a cloud site ID. So this is actually a hybrid customer, has both cloud and on-prem. So once you're in here, you'll see that you have a link straight back to the management console here. So I'm just going to open this in a new link so you can see that it will take me right back to the management console. And again, if I go in here, usually it'll work after I've done this second time. It'll take you back to the other one as well. Again, but you would see this page. So what I wanted to do here is I wanted to give you a little tour, if you're not familiar with support.teradata.com, on what's here, what you can find, and what you can do. So first, this is where you would report a new issue. So reporting a case, you would click on report an issue. It opens up a very simple form that you're able to pick your site ID and fill it out and put whatever information and attach documents to it if you needed. If you needed to request a new change request, you would click there. The center here is the activity, so you can see cases, you can see changes, requests, and any potential approvals that were assigned to you. Under cases or any of these are a list view. You can sort by the number, you can sort by the state, you can sort by all sorts of different things if you want to. You can also export the list as an Excel, PDF, or comma-separated value. You can limit this to be specific types of cases. Maybe you only wanted to see things that were assigned to you specifically, or you wanted to see closed cases only. You have that option as well. The two charts at the top, you can change which ones are shown by clicking on the little gearbox, and you have different options here to change the view that you have, and you can do that on both of them. We always have announcements here. So there's announcements that will be here that you could see, and you just click for more information. The quick actions, we have the Management Console one will be persistent if you have a cloud. So all cloud customers will see that it's persistent, and you can choose 6 others. And if you want to use different ones that are there you would just have to undo one of them, and maybe you wanted it to be tech alerts. So you would have the opportunity to be able to change your view here as well. Up across the top, we have a persistent header. There are tours, so you can click on a tour that will actually, you can click through and follow along. It takes a minute or two for each page, but there's several tours available. The resources tab is where you find all of our user guides, our customer user guides for Portal and Password Vault. The Learn is anything to do with Teradata University and certification. Support has most of the same functionality you can see over here. It's just a more direct way in. So create a case, update a case, service request, system info, which is where you see all the information about each site ID. Status, passwords, all of that is here as well. The manage contacts would not be there unless you're a portal admin, because only portal admins can manage contacts. The reports is where you can see some reporting on your cases, changes, availability, and those sorts of things. That is also available over here in View Service Report, and I am going to take a minute to show that to you. So viewing the service report is, it's our service delivery report that shows you information about the cases, changes, and other things about your system. So when you're in here, you can see that we show you all the cases that have been open today. If there's been any SEV1s, it would show it here, tell you any backlog, and you can click through these to open those cases to actually see a view. It gives you some charts on severity and case status. You can change it to a different view depending on what you want to see. So lots of customization you can do in here to see this. It's a similar page for changes. And the changes page also has a calendar that will also show you upcoming changes coming. System summary is a list of all of your site IDs and some basic information about them. System availability will show you the system availability, and it will show you by the first column is month to date, or the first column is the previous month. So April will show up here as soon as on May 1st, we will see April here. The 3-month average shows the previous 3 months, and the 12-month average shows the previous 12 months. Any one of these you can click through to get to specific information about that particular chart. These charts down here, this shows you kind of the trending analysis for production and non-production. If you want to only see, let's say you only cared about unplanned availability, so you could actually filter out the other two and just make it to one line if that was something that you wanted. When you go down to the bottom, it shows by site ID the outages that have happened, or the availability by outages. So this is all outages, and then we have unplanned outages. If you wanted details on any particular time, you would just simply click through on one of the numbers for a site ID, and it'll take me to a new page. where it'll show me the availability by site. Once I'm in here, a couple of things you can do here. You can actually do a funnel if you only cared about planned on, or let's say unplanned on production. You could apply that and filter it out. Now I'm only looking at unplanned outages on the production systems. And then maybe I wanted to see what happened in February 21 here to this particular system. You can click through on that and it takes you to the detail for that. It tells you exactly how many hours and that the outage was, and it will also show you the case that it was in. We are adding some functionality to allow you to click through on this case and go actually to the detail, to the actual case. That's not available yet. It should be available sometime in Q2, Q3 at the latest. So right now you would have to actually just copy that case and go in and find it to look at it in another place. The last thing I wanted to show you in here, I'm going back to the home page, is that you also have an option to view the service report. And this is a more detailed way of getting to the, oh, geez, I pushed the wrong button. Not view service report. I apologize. Let's go back over here. You also have the ability to manage cases. So in the managed cases, it gives you a means to be able to really drill into the types of cases and changes you have. So right now I'm looking at all cases. If I was only wanted to look at cases alone, I could do that. But what I'm actually doing here, so I'm going to go back up to all. And you can do this on any one of these. You can click on this funnel and you can add some filters. And you can say, I want only those maybe that are created. And I want it to be, between, and I'm going to put, April 1st to the 30th. And that's all I want to look for. I only care about those particular cases. So it's going to change my list here when I run it to only show those. So I had over 1,000 cases. Now it shows me 128. Now let's say I wanted to save this case, this particular filter. I can click on Save Filter and I can name it something. April cases. So I can name it. And once it's been named and you've saved it, it's now available to you the next time you need it. So the next time you need it, when you come in here, you can actually look for the filter and you can add it, you can run it again. So just some things I just wanted you to know that were available to you within the support portal. So I think I've shown you everything I wanted to show you. I am now going to turn it over to questions. I'm going to look in the chat or in the Q&A. So yes, I am recording this demo and I will be putting it into, so we have a special place where we put it in Teradata Learning, and I will post the link on the portals. I will also provide it to the, I'm trying to think of how I will send it to everybody. I will make sure that you get the link. If somebody really wants it, so the link, when we post the recording to this Teradata Learning channel, it allows people outside of the Teradata employee span to be able to see it. So it's a customer viewable link, but we will make sure that gets posted and shared. Somebody said that they just recently migrated from on-prem to cloud. Will all Teradata old incidents be migrated to the new support portal? So so if we're talking about the cloud, I'm assuming you're talking about the cloud incidents that are in the cloud portal. Most of those are automatically, and Stacy will keep me honest here if I'm wrong, most of those are automatically created in support.teradata.com today, and that has been happening for a long time. That's the only way that our global support organization could respond to them. So they all should be there. There should be nothing that has to be moved.
You're correct.
Okay. So those are the two questions I had in the chat. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm just going to give it another minute, and if you don't, we will go ahead and close early. But I hope this was helpful to you. There will be a very quick 2-question survey when you close your browser that I hope you'll take a minute to respond to. It'll really just give us some understanding of, I think somebody might have just put something in chat. Okay, so somebody's asking, what are the metrics based on? Are they based on TD Service Connect monitoring? So that's specifically, are you talking about the planned and unplanned outages? I'm assuming you're talking about those metrics are actually, they're not the same as coming out of monitoring. So they're not quite the same as the availability that you will see on the management console. This is specifically relating to cases that were created for issues and problems that were reported to the GSO. And we look at, so as somebody says that something's not working, we put in timestamps that says when it stopped working and when it started working again, for both planned and unplanned outages. Somebody else asked, when will the old portal stop working? So the old portal will have a redirect link to support.teradata.com. So the support.cloud support. Here, what is it? Support.teradata cloud at I don't even remember what it is, Stacy. Gotta help me. That will be available for, we're just sending a redirect link, and we will continue to leave it redirecting to support.teradata.com until we don't see anybody checking it anymore.
Yeah, it's correct. So it is support.teradata.cloud.com. So effectively, support.teradata.com replaces that portal on May 1st. So that's where you can either go there now and just bookmark it now, or if you have an old bookmark, we're just gonna have a redirect on the front end, so you'll be redirected to the correct portal. So
thank you. So somebody else asked about the SLA matrix on P1, P2, P3, and P4. So we, a long time ago, worked with cloud operations and managed services to make sure that our SLA matrices were the same or were the same. So that I don't think that should be a problem. I don't know, Stacy, if you have any comment on that.
I think in regards to the metrics, right? So at least for P1 outages, from that standpoint, that comes from the outage. So in other words, an official outage for when your data, in this case, when a database goes down and goes back up, from that standpoint, so that's where that metric comes from. It doesn't come from any type of external monitoring tool. So we're getting those metrics from the actual systems themselves, and when that event occurred.
And those are, all of that information is collected on and shared via the management console, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, that's where it's basically where it's coming from, same place.
Yeah.
It doesn't change.
Okay, will this process cover Viewpoint as well as Vantage all in one? I'm assuming you're asking if Viewpoint is available on cloud. Is that correct, Stacy?
Yeah, customers, every cloud instance, customers get a Viewpoint instance, and that's for the customer to use for any type of internal monitoring they want to do and thresholds they want to set for themselves. So that's still available for cloud. You'll still utilize that if you need, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't go away.
Yeah, so there shouldn't be any change in what you're doing now. Any more questions? So again, just really quickly, I'm going to go back over here. When you first log into cloud, actually, I think I'll just do this just to see if this works. When you first come into the console and you see the support incidents here and the users here, you should be able to click here and take you straight to support.teradata.com, and the users should take you to a list of the users in support.teradata.com as well. Those links are not working right now because it's not May 1st, but that should be the experience that you see once you're in there. And again, from within the management console, once you're in here, the same thing, you should be able to click on support incidents and go directly to support.teradata.com. You will not have to log in like I did. It will be seamless to you once you're logged into the management console, you are also logged into support.teradata.com. It should be very seamless to you. Somebody's asking, can you link cases together like linking incidents to a problem? We do not link cases together specifically in support.teradata.com. However, we do have a way internally of being able to reference another case. Somebody else asked, we are both on cloud. Sorry. We are both on cloud and on-prem. I don't see my cloud site ID in support.teradata.com, but I see it in the different portals. Where do we add passwords for cloud sites? So you can't add passwords yet for cloud sites. And if you are in what we call a hybrid, we will be giving you information specifically about that in the next few weeks. That functionality was actually turned off a month ago, and I'm getting it back turned on for those hybrid customers.
Yeah, and then the other point was that you'll start seeing the cloud sites show up in support.teradata.com the migration date May 1st, so you'll see that.
Okay.
Then.
Okay, I'm going to give you another minute to see if anybody has any additional questions. Again, if you did not get a question answered that you wanted to get answered, I'm actually going to put in chat to everyone the email address, which is ask.css, stands for Customer Support and Services, at teradata.com. That email address actually comes to me and a couple of other folks, and I will make sure that they get answered. Okay, I see no more questions coming in. I really appreciate everybody joining. We wanted to make sure that you all felt comfortable with what was happening this weekend. I will get the recording uploaded and sent out. I think what I'll do is I'll just send it out to everybody that I invited to the meeting so that you have an option to use it and see it if you wanted to. That way you'll all get the link. It will take me about 24 hours to get it uploaded in our Teradata University site, but as soon as that's ready, I will get that out to you. So thank you all for joining. Again, if you have any questions or issues or problems happening over the next week after we go through this transition, you have any concerns, please either reach out to your service experience manager if you have one, and if you do not, send an email to ask.css.teradata.com. So I'm going to take, so I've got a private one that I'll take. So Shabir, I will follow up with you. Thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, whatever time of day it is where you are.